Hello and welcome along to part 30 of this Dark Souls guiding playthrough. I apologise that I haven't released this quicker. Life and Dark Souls 2 got in the way. Anyway, warp to the Undead Parish because we're going to give Andre the Dark Ember that we picked up in the Painted World of Ariamis. Yeah, I'm finding it hard to tear myself away from Dark Souls 2. Anyway.
Show me that ember of yours. Well, I've never heard of a black ember. How about leaving that ember with me?
Obviously say yes.
I find it strangely fascinating.
The reason he's unaware of the Dark Ember is because it was hidden away in the Painted World by the gods.
This ember really is something special. I'm already under its spell. I sense great potential.
That's a hint that it basically, by the Crest of Artorias as well, that opens the door in the Dark Root Garden. 20,000 souls, big investment, but it's worth it and it's necessary. Well, it's not necessary, I suppose you can go around another way, but... so warp back to Firelink Shrine, and then we'll make our way down into the new Londo ruins. Yeah, basically Andre, with his comment there that he sensed it had great potential, that's a hint that occult weapons do increase damage against the gods. Very subtle hint, I mean, it's hard for somebody to pick up, isn't it? Anyway, just go down the lift and so we'll just make our way through the new Londo ruins. You just come this way to enter the main part of it. Just ignore all these hollows, there's no reason to kill any of them. Unless you're sadistic. In which case, go for it. But yeah, Andre actually intended to have a bigger role in Dark Souls. He was supposed to be... Wait, actually let me talk about this, this is more important first. You need transient curses to be able to interact with the ghosts, who are the main enemy of the new Londo ruins. I've only got 2 transient curses, that's why I'm putting the gold covetous ring on to increase my item find. Because these guys have a good chance of dropping transient curses, and that's why there's no point in buying them from any vendor. And you'll soon know if you haven't used your transient curse, because you won't be able to hit any of these ghosts. Anyway, come up these stairs. I've already picked the Firekeeper's soul up from over there, and we've picked the item up that's in the pot down there. You see there's a guy in the pot, there's an item down there. If you haven't already picked it up, go down and get it, and then come up this way. But you'll see that soon I have like 9 or 10 transient curses just by using the gold covetous ring. So you see, there's one, there's at least 2 transient curses. Yeah, the thing about these guys is that they come out through the floor. Run right through this and try and hit the guy at the end. I was a bit short there, but that's the guy you're aiming for. I like that move. So I was lucky there a wee bit. I wanted to take out the guy at the far wall, but I was a wee bit short and I took out the guy before that. This contraption doesn't work up here, you need to start it up somewhere else. Yeah, what I was going to say a second ago was that one of the problems with these ghosts is that they can move through walls. Just pop down here. Yeah, they can move through walls like... So come down here and hit this guy. He's waiting for you, it's like a wee mini ambush here, and you get the parrying dagger. The parrying dagger is used by the Knights of Karim, I believe. I don't know if Lautrec uses one. I know he uses twin shutels. But you basically get more parrying frames with that dagger. You put it in your left hand and it increases the parry window. So run round here, you'll encounter a new enemy type. This is the female ghost. You can see it's got red eyes. More transient curses. If you don't hit her quickly enough, she screams, and I think she can fire like lightning bolts at you as well. But just make sure you run round there and hit her as quickly as possible. Kick these ladders down because this provides a shortcut back. a shortcut that we are going to be using quite soon, believe it or not. But it's easy to get caught out here, I think. New Londo ruins, especially in this haunted house we're coming up to in a minute. And to be honest, I'm not really using the best of weapons for this area because there's lots of walls that you can hit against. And maybe I should have used, looking back, maybe I should have used some other weapon. I don't need to, you can see I've got 9 transient curses and we're only just like at the beginning of the New Londo ruins, or like at least a third of the way through with the ghosts. So I can change over to a new ring, or not a new ring, but a better ring, or a better suited ring. I try on the Ring of Fog here because I just want to see something. I've never seen those ghosts do that before. I've never seen them move left to right like that. So that was something new to me. I know that there's ghosts here that poke up, you know, through the walkway, but I've never seen them moving across like that. Anyway, what I was going to say was, yeah, the Ring of Fog. I just wanted to see how it affected the aggro radius of the ghosts, and I'm not sure if it actually does anything. See, this is a haunted house, and what normally, like I said before, it had been a while since I played Dark Souls, and I think I used the wrong method here. I think I should be going into the house, drawing some of them out, and then heading back the way. You can see I'm getting my ass absolutely handed to me there. This is what I normally do. You can back up the stairs, you let some of them come towards you, and then you take them on. But you've got to be very careful with lock on here because you can fall off the edge very carefully. Hint hint. Like that. But yeah, so we'll just fast forward and we'll use a shortcut and you'll see how the shortcut works. So you come back up the stairs at the start of the New Londo ruins. So, and you'll remember this is where I picked up the first transient curses, and there's a guy behind me spawning. There we go. And what you do is, we kick the ladders down at that wee bridge over there, so you pop off down here, roll down, or jump down, or whatever, fall down, and then roll off here. And then we get the ladder, so we don't have to go back through that building again. We have to go through the other haunted building, but not the first one. Which is useful. And there's our souls. Yeah, that's what they normally do. They normally poke through the walkway. It's these ghosts in that building down there to the left, the one with the statue on top of it that are a pain in the bum. Because they de-aggro quite quickly. And you're wanting to try and kill them as quickly as possible. See what I mean? Go back down, they're really annoying. And there's another example of the sword maybe not being the best weapon to use here. These ghosts also have the chance to drop the ghost blade, the jagged ghost blade, which is a blade version of the same weapon, the ghost blade. And if you don't have transient curses, you can use those weapons. So if you run out of transient curses and you have one of these ghosts that's dropped at like either one of those weapons, you can use it without having the transient curse activated. I believe there's one other weapon that allows you to take on the ghost without the transient curses, and I think it's the Great Sword of Artorias, and you need the Sith Soul for that. So this room, just stand around in this room for a moment and a lot of the ghosts will come towards you. We do quite well there, we get good counter attacks in. And there's another female in this room to the left behind me, so if you go in there, I'm just looking out here to see if there's any more of these ghosts coming up from that area below. They're the most annoying ghosts in this small area here. Run in this room and take the female ghost out first. So there must be at least about 15 ghosts in here, if not more. I love the sound effects in this room with the crunching bones. And I'm about to make another mistake here. I'd forgotten that you're not supposed to go up the ladder until you've cleared out the building. You can see why. There you go. So I just decided that I'm going to go back a wee bit. And what we do is we go left here. And then there'll be a ghost at the end of this wall. You want to take this one out. Again, it's similar to earlier on. Run to the end of the wall and take this guy out first. and sometimes it can be about now that your first transient curse will be wearing off. For us it won't be because we came the shortcut way, but just be wary of that if you've came the normal way, your transient curse will probably be wearing off about now, and you'll start to realise that when it has, when you're not doing any damage to the ghosts. But I've been caught out by that plenty of times where I've wondered what the heck's going on. I'm not, why am I all of a sudden doing no damage, and you think, oh, that's right, you need the transient curse is active. You can see you've got the kind of white aura around you, that's to signify or denote that it's active. So bear that in mind as well. So we can go up and speak to Ingward. He's standing on the roof, you might have seen him as we were running towards the building. And Ingward is one of the sealers. Remember when we were in the swamp in Blighttown, we found the Firekeeper's soul, and we also talked about the Crimson set. And one of the sealers actually went to Blighttown as a mission of mercy.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel.
Yeah.
Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the four kings whom I guard over.
Yep.
This is the key to the seal.
So he gives you a very, probably one of the most important keys in the game, if not the most important key in the game.
Chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorius traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
So this is a hint about the way the mechanic works for
Hello there. The key to the seal.
the fight with the Four Kings, where the area boss of he also can cure you
Londo was sacrificed to contain the dark wraiths. Mark my words. The dark wraiths are the enemies of man and any living thing that has a soul. They were never meant to roam again.
so he can cure curses,
Londo, mark
and he also sells like some of the sorceries and whatnot for curse. But what's more interesting is, like he says, the New Londo was sacrificed. It was flooded basically to contain the dark, the spread of the dark, and that the ghosts are basically the former inhabitants of New Londo. And the sealer's task was to flood it and protect the key to the seal, to keep the dark wraiths, who were basically like the knights of the Four Kings, to keep them and the Four Kings imprisoned within this kind of flooded city. Curse Bite Ring does exactly what you think it does. It increases your resistance to curse by about 400%, I think. Anyway, let's head back now. What else? There's something else. Yeah, Ingward is the only surviving sealer. The other two sealers, one of them we know went to, like I say, Blighttown in the swamp, to cure them of curse, and to cure them of the poison and toxic effects and whatnot associated with the sewage that was washing in down from the depths to Blighttown. So come back up these stairs, and that sealer, you can find her set, or I think it's her. Yeah, you can find her set in Blighttown, near to where all those blow dart snipers are, and where the Firekeeper's soul is. So just a humanity. And if you roll onto the building here, you can actually pick up a rare ring of sacrifice, if that interests you. I'll just show you where it is anyway. In his weapon, I don't know if you noticed it, I think that's either the ghost, I think that's the ghost blade. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. But you need that key. The key to the seal is required to complete the game. That's why it's the most important key in the game, in my opinion. So we'll basically head forward now and progress through the game. Through the area, sorry. And if you come up the stairs to the right here, there's a good bow up here, one of the best bows in the game. It's a composite bow, and composite bows basically sacrifice range for damage or power in real life. So, but you can counteract the disadvantage in terms of range by putting on the hawk ring, and that mitigates against the loss of range. And it also increases or keeps the damage going over range as well, the hawk ring. So come in here and use the key to the seal, and then push this lever contraption, and look at the level of the water. You'll be familiar with the area that this floodgate opens up to. That's not the moon. I know some people mistake it for the moon, but it's just a hole in the roof or the ground. So yeah, the Valley of the Drakes is below here. So again, the maps all connect up. Valley of the Drakes connects to Blighttown or the swamp. Here, New Londo Ruins and Darkroot Basin. And you get to Darkroot Basin through the door opposite the one we just opened. So yeah, I was just showing you the composite bow there, and if you actually, as you can see, it has nearly as much damage as my +5 longbow, and it's not upgraded whatsoever yet. I think if you upgrade it to +15 you get like about 140 base damage out of it. It scales with Strength for Dexterity, so it's a good quality bow, quality weapon. So we're going to encounter a new enemy type here. These are the Dark Wraiths. And Divine, you can actually do increased damage against them by using a Divine weapon. Remember, Divine weapons, the last time we used one was in the Catacombs against the skeletons. But yeah, these guys have a brilliant chance to drop Titanite chunks. This is where you farm Titanite chunks and slabs. And I'm quite happy there because it's the first one we kill and we get a chunk right off him. I would just ignore the drakes. Just now, they can be a real pest to deal with. This area obviously looks absolutely disgusting with the corpses lying around, and look at the amount of corpses there are. There must be absolutely, you know, hundreds, maybe thousands here. It must stink as well. And if you've ever smelt a cadaver, you know just how overpowering that smell can be. Cadaverine is a chemical that the dead bodies give off, and it's a very pungent odour. Not nice at all. Anyway, yeah, just ignore the drakes. And there's a couple of items there, as you can see on the bridge. There's the brigand set, and there's also the red tearstone ring. I think it's the red one or the blue one. I think it's the red one though. Okay, I'm going to get my ass handed to me for the next couple of minutes here. That is the life drain. What they use is, it's their dark hand, it's called. It was given to them by Calf, who's like Framt, a dark version of Framt. And they have the power of life drain, which basically takes... They like basically thrust their fist into your chest and pull out humanity. So your humanity goes down by 1 up in the top left there. They use the dark hand to form that black hole kind of shield. In New Game Plus, these guys can do a combo move that can one-shot you so easily. This move, it's that move there, or ones that are very similar to it. And it takes off like 1200 health points at a time. Not in New Game, sorry. In New Game it doesn't do that much damage. So I'm absolutely determined to parry this guy. They do the kick as well, which is annoying. Darts and enemies in Dark Souls 2 do that as well, and it's really annoying. But yeah, I was just so determined. We'll use a wall to heal up here and hide behind it. Partial parry there, so it didn't take as much damage off me. That's a move that does 1200 health point damage. And good, finally. Sorry, I get stubborn sometimes. I was just annoyed that I couldn't do it. because that's how I normally like to fight these guys. I like to parry them. The noise you can hear is the noise from the dark hand, and if you kill them, when they're doing that, it can cause that bug, the noise to kind of repeat over and over again. It'll go away though once you come back. Go to a bonfire and come back. Anyway, go through this fog gate and we're going to encounter a new enemy, but be very careful when you go through this fog gate. Don't run ahead. There's a dark wraith over to the right there, and as soon as you kind of move forward he spots you. There he is, and he's spotted us now. So typical, I get the parry off straight away in him. The other one it took ages. But yeah, like I say, these guys have a brilliant chance to drop chunks, and we pick up quite a few in this. That was a good dodge. Bit careless here, so just go for the backstab, just to end the fight quickly, and we get a chunk again off this guy. And you'll remember that chunks are basically for upgrading plus plus 10 to plus 14. So we're going to use the Dragon Slayer Great Bow. And the Dragon Slayer Great Arrows, 219 damage. They take off a phenomenal amount of damage. We've only got 3 unfortunately. This is called a Soul Mass. It has quite a lot of health. I think it's got about 2,500 health points. They're slow, but they have this dangerous kind of speed attack. And they also they spew out this thing that makes you go really slow. Our Great Club comes in excellent there. I love that triple attack. So we've got one of these wisps. They fire out wisps as well, so just be careful of that. There's another Dark Wraith down here to the right. I like how it kind of just like threw him off balance there. I've never seen that before. I don't think I've seen that animation. So this is the lift that we couldn't access when we entered the first building with the ghost. And I forgot I hadn't come through this area because I can't interact with him because I've not got the thingy active. But I'd forgotten that I'd used the shortcut, so I was thinking to myself originally, why have they respawned? But then I'd forgotten that I died. Don't know, humanity, that's always helpful. And make sure you come up the stairs that I'm about to go up, because one of the game's most important items is up here. Let's just come through this way and then go up the stairs. And yeah, ensure that you do this because the very large ember is up here, which allows you to go from plus 11 to plus 15 along the normal upgrade path for weapons. Yeah, you use chunks to go from plus 10 to plus 14, and then you use a slab to go to plus 15 from plus 14. And you'll maybe only get like maybe 1 or 2 slabs per. You'll definitely get at least 1 slab. Probably 2 slabs at least guaranteed per playthrough. And if you're very lucky you'll get 3, and I think in this playthrough we actually get 3. So here it is. And you give that to Andre. So let's have a wee read of it. Yeah. As you would expect, just tells you what you'd expect it to say. Lord Soul, we've got the Bed of Chaos, Lord Soul, still not put that in Lord Vessel. But we already know all about the lore behind her, we've talked about that before, so no need to elaborate on it. So you can I think you can roll off safely here, but I wouldn't, just to be in the safe side, I just decided to go down the stairs and kind of go back in myself. Don't want to take any more risks or anything. Definitely can safely roll from here. So we'll go out this way and kind of progress through the level, and we're going to come back here later on in another video, and this is where we'll come back to when we take the shortcut. So we'll skip the rest of the area. And when you're farming these guys, you take this shortcut as well, the shortcut that brings you back to this area here. But I'll show you how that's done in later episodes. And if you were doing a farming run as well, you would have on the gold covetous serpent ring, and maybe even the symbol of avarice, but that's an item we'll pick up later. We haven't picked up yet. This is a hidden door obviously, or an illusory wall. And there's a dark wraith guarding a chest, and he will aggro as soon as you start running towards him. You can see my success rate with parrying these guys has been pretty poor really. It's very deadly, the Great Club. And we get a slab, so we're very lucky there. And I was kind of excited at that point. I always choose the wrong gesture. My apologies. So, go back to the chest. And be careful not to fall off, it's instant death if you fall off there. And we get another chunk. So I think what's that, maybe like 4 chunks or 5 chunks we've picked up, plus a slab. So this is where you want to come to if you want to upgrade your weapons along the normal path to plus 15. A multiplayer item. Change over to the Eagle Shield just for a change. Can't remember, I think it was just because I was thinking to myself I've been doing very badly with parrying, and I mean I wasted, I think with that first Dark Wraith we encountered, not the first one, sorry, the second Dark Wraith, I think I used something like 8 Estus Flasks just trying to get that parry off against them. So if you come up the stairs here, make sure you use a Transient Curse. You don't actually really need to because of the way we've killed most of the ghosts, but what normally happens is 2 ghosts will come out of this wall, basically to this wee edge here, and as soon as you kind of go towards it you'll also aggro a Dark Wraith. But yeah, I was kind of wondering why the ghosts weren't coming, and then basically these ghosts are the ones that originate from when you go into the haunted house, and you've got the ones that come from like remember there's a statue of the mother and child on a kind of broken building. That's where they normally come from if you take the shortcut if you're farming, and because I'm normally farming down here I always expect them to be there, but if you've taken out the house, the haunted house, then they won't come. So anyway, we've got another one of these soul masses. Just hide round here, take him out. I think we'll see the spear move in a second. So I put the silver serpent ring on, the silver covetous serpent ring on, so I could get some more souls off him. It's normally 5,000 souls you get from. I was sure that we've seen, maybe I didn't notice it and we already seen the spear attack. Anyway, change rings now. They're not difficult though, those soul masses. And you pick up quite a lot of a good amount of souls. There's also, normally as well, sorry I should say, you'll get a ghost in this room right here, over there to the left, sorry. But again, it's not there because of the way we've progressed through the level. That's why I'm looking around to see where it is. So if you come to the right here, that's the area the way to the boss, don't go that way. There's another Dark Wraith around here. I always find this one slightly more difficult for some reason. I don't think there's anything in it, I think it's just because you're coming up to the end of the level, and maybe psychologically you just become a bit careless or something, I don't know. And we get another chunk. So we've done very well here in terms of the resources that we've got. And what else should I say? Yeah, if you're in human form you can summon an NPC here. I think, I might be wrong, but I think it's Witch Beatrice. I might be wrong about that. But you can summon, if you're in human form you can summon somebody to help you with the 4 Kings fight. I don't think it's necessary. In the next episode we'll take the 4 Kings on. We'll go and see Sif.